Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. It is Wednesday, April 30th, and I just had to come and play with the cards because I was watching MSNBC, and evidently it's coming out that Robert Mueller is upset with Barr because he misrepresented the Mueller report. I am so curious about what is going on. And so I really want to access records on Barr today, Mueller today, and on Rosenstein, because I'm so confused by Rosenstein's energy. I have to check all three of those, folks. Okay, so I think we're going to start with Barr. We're going to start with Mueller. Crazy times. Let's take a look. In my living room, because it's so loud today in LA that I couldn't record, so I had to go into my living room. All right, let's take a look here. Where is Mueller at right now in relationship to Barr and in relationship to the investigation? All right, let's take a look. What do we find out? What is going on with Mueller? Mueller is done, or at least done with this phase, moving on. Now it is up to the judge. It goes before the judge. There is some aspect to Mueller's card right now where it looks like he has given up the work, but there's another aspect where the work is not done. He seeks the final cup. He's not done yet. He's got one more cup he has to go and get. So one aspect of this card, one aspect of the Eight of Cups is that it's somebody who's seeking the other cups. So the work is not done. It isn't that he has walked away, it's that the work is not done. Emperor, judge, a judge is coming, or a judgment. What is over him? Devastated. I think that right now Mueller is very, very unhappy with how things have turned out. There's some offer here, possibly to continue on in the investigation in a different capacity. So it looks like Bill Barr will be asking Mueller to come back and potentially work in the future for the Justice Department, but not in the same capacity. So it's almost like Barr is attempting to possibly keep him on, but to demote him. What is above him? Putting it behind him. He's becoming the inverted King of Wands. That means his anger is starting to erupt. So we think of Robert Mueller, we think of sane, grounded, practical, but he is a fire sign. So we could be seeing some rebellions, some fire brewing with Mueller in the near future. He's defending his position and he's defending his work. He's going to have issue probably with Rosenstein, because this is Rosenstein's card, but it comes inverted. And it's coming in with a swords, being done with or finishing something unresolved with. Somebody didn't give him what he wanted. An earth sign male. There was some kind of an agreement possibly between Mueller and Barr and Rosenstein has somehow reneged or pulled away from whatever his commitment was because there's a selfishness or holding back. That is the most objective way that I could read that. Where he's at right now, on some level, Mueller feels that he got his wish. He's still continuing on. He's still looking for contacts. What is around him? Attempts to stagnate or stall the investigation, probably with an Eight of Wands inverted. The hope and the fear. He wants to find every single coin. He wants to find every bank account. every hidden account, every cryptocurrency account, every bribe. And it's not surprising that Barr came in just as Mueller was following the money all the way back to DC. This is when they put a stop to the investigation. That's the Ten of Pentacles. The inheritance. Who's taking it on? The dark money. The final outcome. The truth will come out. The sun. This is why I keep seeing that the full Mueller report is going to come out. Let's do a clarification. This bothers me. And something about the relationship he had with Rosenstein, a feeling like Rosenstein promised something and then holds back the coin, or this has an aspect of selfishness to it. This is about putting the past behind you. People will not want to see it. People will not want to see it. There will be objection or an attempt to block the truth. Two of Swords, possibly litigation. All right, my friends. So that was weird seeing Rosenstein inverted like that in relationship to Robert Mueller. And it was also interesting to see Robert Mueller come with an inverted King of Wands, suggesting that he's starting to feel anger, but that the truth is going to come out. I need to find out why that King of Pentacles was inverted. All right, we're going to go ahead and shuffle. I'm just going to use the King of Pentacles as the significator for Rosenstein. Thank you, everyone who corrected the pronunciation for me. I did not know how to say his name. All right, let's take a look. What are we? Oh, I love my job. It's so interesting. All right. Rosenstein, you are a coward, they say. But you have a very strong conscience. He has a very strong internal conscience, even though he's weak, and I'm hoping it wins out. Very defensive right now. He feels like he's between a rock and a hard place. He says, what do you want me to do? That's what he said to Mueller, and I don't know what this is about. He's very defensive about it. So the conversation either has happened on the phone or in person. Wow, that's insane. I have to think about my inheritance. I have to think about my pension. Between a rock and a hard place. He's frightened he's going to lose it all. It's always coming down to this pension. Fear of losing coin. Trauma over the fact that he feels a madman has his fate in his hands. He's got a family to take care of. There's a real fear here that he is being bullied. How far will he allow himself to be bullied and threatened and have his money threatened and his career threatened before he gives in? It's a feeling like he's being bullied by his own people, a feeling like other Republicans have vilified him or made him a pariah because this is all his fault. And so he's become, within the GOP, a kind of scapegoat. And eventually, if enough people start to treat you that way, the goal of the hostile group is to get you to turn and surrender because you're being bullied. And so there's an aspect of that here. Four of Pentacles inverted, one's own ethos, holding on, frugality, loss of one's center. What I like about the Four of Pentacles, and a lot of people don't talk about this, is how it's perfectly balanced. When you're crouching in the way he's crouching, his seat of power or his center of gravity has shifted. It's interesting. It's an interesting balanced coin in some respect. It's been associated with frugality, but it's also been associated with one's core values. Coming inverted is not a good sign, and it's associated again with this fear of his retirement. Wild. I'm wondering if his retirement was threatened. Two of Cups, a partnership emerges, loses his job, loses his mastery due to a partnership. A partnership cost him his mastery, his profession. What is above him? A thief. Somebody's trying to get away with something. A thief card above him. What sits below him? Can't decide what to do. The inverted Two of Pentacles again comes to him in what he sits in, what he marinates in. This person feels that he has tied himself into a knot and he cannot get out of that knot. What sits in his past? A judge. He needs to come clean. He's between a rock and a hard place. I believe he was threatened, and those threats made him fear for his family possibly, or for his finances, his future. But there's something about a legal, inverted Ace of Pentacles. He could still lose money. And something about a legal action, something about talking to a judge or the law. He's emotionally a mess right now. He's showing up as the inverted King of Cups. He doesn't know, when a sociopath has you in their sights, when you are targeted, and you're the President of the United States and you're a sociopath and you've targeted somebody, and then you've told all your flying monkeys to target that person, can you hold on? What kind of mental, emotional, psychological stress when the entire GOP hates you? Inverted King of Cups, emotional confusion, distraught. What is around him? The party is over. He feels to some extent like he went beyond what he wanted to do ethically. His hopes and his fears, all about his harvest, all about his coin, his harvest. This is also about what he worked to produce and build in the Justice Department. His final outcome, he may lose his home. He may lose his retirement. Clarification? His retirement was threatened by the devil. His career. Your career will be destroyed, your reputation, your legacy, your fruitfulness, your labors, your retirement. That's the threat. Where he's at, some kind of report or documentation that he felt threatened, I believe has already happened, and he's coming in the coming weeks as strong. He may have his finances somehow threatened, and I don't like this. You see these poverty cards and instability coming in for him in the next couple of weeks? But he still emerges as strong. So he's going to have to fess up to whatever agreement he made, because right now it looks like he's being threatened. That's the best way that I would interpret. There was a threat. He compromised by agreeing to stand behind Barr, but he said he would not say anything. And Barr somehow threatened him if he didn't at least give shade. So I think something like that must have happened with cards like these. And so that is the rock and the hard place between this person who's days away from his retirement and this kind of threatening energy that's around him. All right, now we're going to go ahead and I want to take a look at, that's, wow, wild. Now I want to take a look at Barr. Rosenstein is not made for this kind of, he's going to have to tell everything because of who he is. He's going to have to, wow, this is insanity. But I just can't, he's going to have to say, yeah, I was threatened. I felt my family was threatened. I felt my retirement was threatened. And the compromise was trying to get the report out at all. That must have been the promise that there must have been some agreement like that or something. It's weird. I know the other readers are having a challenge with it also, but I'm wondering if there was some kind of compromise. We will release the report if you stand behind me and give me shade while I make... I don't know. It's a very it's very strange energy. All right, we're going to go ahead now and look at Barr, and I'll use the King of Pentacles for Barr as well, because I believe he, if I'm not mistaken, he is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for today it'll be fine. Okay, King of Pentacles for Barr. Barr, what is going on with Barr? I've been getting a weird feeling lately that he was going to resign. What's going on with Barr? He and Rosenstein both are really defensive. Okay, what's going on with Barr? Let's take a look. My leg fell asleep. All right. What is going on with Barr? Base card. 10 of Cups. He feels like he won the war. Woohoo! I'm a winner. 10 of Cups comes in, and 7 of Cups inverts. So... he feels to some extent that the search is over, or the confusion, or coming out of the clouds, some aspect of where he was at, there was some confusion or disorientation, or it's almost like he was under some type of hypnosis or something. 7 of Cups is like when you're under a spell, and you're seeing phantoms and whatnot. It's almost like he's come out of the land of the fairies, and he's now coming into, I get it, you know, like this wonderful 10 of Cups energy comes in. But look at this, he's got an inverted world card right over him. He's not going anywhere. Not auspicious, an inverted world card. When it's crossing a 4 of Cups, what did we say about his cards? He's always like that spoiled little kid who doesn't want to eat his peas. You know, the 300-pound child that will not let you pick him up. It's really contempt of court almost. The party's over. 3 of Cups inverted. You never want to see that. That's, by the way, people had asked me about giving readings for people if it's partnership between women. The 3 of Cups is the card that I use as the significator for a hand fasting or commitment ceremony between 2 women with a high priestess overseeing the wedding. So for those people who do have if you're giving a reading to somebody who is LGBTQ, just remember that the 3 of Cups is the wedding card for women. All right, but when it's in a reading like this and it has to do with cooperation in business, if it was upright, it would be a celebration, cooperation, inverted. So not cooperating, not getting along with others regarding, he already has a contract or agreement, I'm assuming, with the president. And so he is showing loyalty to the president. He's not showing loyalty to Congress, what sits in his past. 10 of Swords. But you can see here, action, reaction. You always read from the cause and effect, top to bottom, left to right. And you could also read it as some aspect of the partnership could be coming to an end. I'd be interested in what some of the advanced readers think about that. If that is showing an end in his relationship, his partnership with the president. I would think possibly, because the 10 of Swords, he's already coming from a pretty bad place. 10 of Swords, and then what he goes into is a 4 of Wands. He's not cooperating, though, here. where he's at. He feels like he's been a fool. He feels like he's been duped. He feels like he's been played. What is around him? It's over. Something is over. The hope and the fear, a chronic mess, a chronic stressful situation. The final outcome, he will walk away from this battle. I think he and Rosenstein will turn state's evidence. I mean, I think that they will turn and testify against the president in the end. Let's clarify. This was something he thought he could do, but for whatever reason in the coming weeks, we could see him change his mind about that. He's coming into a strength card, but it's after he walks away from this battle. Wow, interesting cards. I think this is one of the more interesting and fascinating card readings I've done in quite a while. It just feels to me like Rosenstein got pressured, had a lot of pressure on him, coming down on him, even to the point of possibly being threatened. And so he agreed to try and be judicious to protect his finances, and he's quite upset about it. It looks like he's going to come clean about that. And Barr as well, I would interpret this, is probably going to be turning on this president. Wow, what a crazy time we live in. All right, thanks everybody for watching this video. If you're still trying to get in for appointments for phone readings, absolutely, I'd love to give you a reading. Be sure and check out my website information below, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye, everybody. And let me know if you like this setup, because if you do, we can keep doing it here. Right.
So, Mila, what you doing? Have you been sleeping all day? Have you been sleeping the whole entire day? Have you decided to become a house cat? I love you. You're a very, very good kitty. We all love you. Keep up the good work.